This is Future Talk.
Future Talk.
Future Talk with Omnia Al Saleh and Hani Balkis.
Welcome back to Future Talk right here on Pulse 95. It is me, Hani Balkis, with Omnia Saleh, bringing you everything you need to know about what's happening in the tech world, in the UAE, and around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a beautiful and very sunny and hot Monday right here in Sharjah and in the UAE. But you know what else is hot? We're talking about 8 new Android apps with Joker malware found.
Yes, indeed. I almost told you welcome to summer because apparently I think today
Summer has been like 2 months.
No. Apparently today marks the first day of summer. We were in spring. Believe it or not.
That was spring. I'm not excited for summer.
Spring UAE style. Coming up on today's show, we're going to be sharing with you the best deals that you could catch on Amazon's Prime Day sale. I think Amazon's Prime Day sale started. It ends tomorrow, so you still have a few hours to catch up on the best deals and how their sales are actually expected to double up this year.
Yes, and we're also talking about a Snapchat speed filter that was removed after a legal ruling said it may be responsible for deaths. Now, there was actually a very big trend back in the day, back when I was in high school, where we used to drive really fast to see who would get the highest speed, and we'd send it to each other.
On Snapchat?
And I believe my highest was at 204.
A car can even go that fast?
Yes, ma'am.
Man, okay. Well, this is something we shouldn't be doing, but we're going to be telling you exactly what Snapchat is doing to help prevent future car accidents. Coming up on today's show, if you wear contact lenses, you may just want to replace those for smart contact lenses that could potentially overview and overlay for you information happening on the road, notifications that you might just get. How do they work, and are they going to actually come into and attack our line of vision at the same time? You got to stay tuned to find out more about it.
Yes, and Apple has made headlines once again, and we're talking about the new Beats Studio Buds by Apple and how they look and feel better than their AirPods. But it does lack a big feature. What is that feature? We're going to be telling you guys in just a bit. Stay tuned to Pulse 95. We're taking a short break, but when we come back, we're talking about the Joker.
Daily digital news. Bits and bytes connect our world.
If you're on an Android, you may just be a little bit worried after we talk about today's news when it comes to malware and the safety and privacy of your own phone, because there are 8 new Android applications that were actually found with the Joker malware, and there are a lot of details about what you can do to help protect yourself. Now, the infamous Joker malware is not the first time we've heard about this Joker malware. It's not the first time that we've heard of applications sadly having it, and it's infecting devices. It's actually been existent for about 3 years now, and a lot of applications found on the Google Play Store have actually had this malware in the past. But now it was spotted in 8 new applications, and this malware is known for its ability to sneak up on every user's device through that application and be able to basically transmit information back to that person who sent that malware, all the data that it needs to be able to basically control your phone.
Yes, and that malware can even subscribe the victim to premium subscriptions of other services without the user's consent. Now, after the revelation of the 8 new apps that were found to be laced with that malware, Google was quick to take these apps off the Play Store, although I can't say it was very quick if it's been on the Play Store for 3 years. But if you have already downloaded and installed any of these apps, your device and privacy could still be at risk. So we're going to be naming those 8 apps, and one of them is Auxiliary Message, Fast Magic SMS, Free Cam Scanner, Super Message, Element Scanner, Go Messenger, or Go Messages, Travel Wallpapers, and Super SMS. Now, if your smartphone has any of these 8 applications installed, uninstall them right away to stay safe. Now, it does look like they are masking themselves with the things that people need the most, which is that fast SMS, the free cam scanner, the super message. People who do need those applications or utilities the most, because when you do, I think a lot of countries do have free SMSs.
Yeah.
So when you do have that fast magic SMS, you don't pay for SMSs, but you do pay actually for your privacy and for your phone. The irony in that.
Yes, indeed. And what's interesting is I think right here in the UAE, the most The most common one out of all those 8 apps is the free cam scanner, I would say.
Yes.
Because a lot of people tend to use it to scan documents, even though if you own an Apple, I don't know with Android, but if you own an Apple, you can actually easily scan from your Notes application. Now,
Apple 1, Android 0.
yes. Now, a lot of those applications, the 8 applications that we just mentioned, they would typically ask the user for a notification to be able to access the device itself. And then once it's launched in the device itself, it would take SMS data from these notifications, and then it would ask for more access. So it would start to access your phone call permissions. It would start to monitor how you use your phone daily. And there's not going to be any official sign. There's not like a in-your-face sign that your phone has been hacked, not like receiving weird text messages, but you will start receiving subscriptions to things that you've never subscribed to. And I think those subscriptions can definitely be very expensive. And when you find out, you're like, when, how, why?
Yes, of course. And again, this is where Android does lack in security. Now, we do know Apple obviously does have its flaws, but not at that easiness of posting or uploading your applications on the App Store when it does come to Google. I mean, I have talked about it a lot on the show when we're talking about Android or the Google Play Store in general, just being very easy of access to any developer or any app maker. And with Apple, there's actually a very big team that will review your app, and there's actually an online computer or machine
it's very
computer.
Complicated.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big process to have your app verified on Apple's Play Store. Let us know your guys' thoughts, 4215 Duaratsat, or on our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. We're taking a short break, but when we come back, we're talking about Hanny's favorite day. Hanny's favorite day and my bank's favorite day.
Are you
but
sure about that?
My bank loves it.
Oh, yes.
Right? But my bank account does not. We're talking about UAE's Amazon Prime Day.
Daily digital news. Bits and bytes connect our world.
Ladies and gentlemen, across the UAE and wherever you're listening around the world, it is time for me to talk to you guys about my favorite day of the year. And you're probably wondering, oh, Hani, is it because it's Father's Day? Yes. Happy Father's Day.
Oh, yes. Happy Father's Day.
Yes, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. You guys have been doing the most. We appreciate you. But because it is Father's Day, you also have another chance to get your father something with my also favorite day, which is UAE's Amazon Prime Day. Ladies and gentlemen, we do know Hani is very big on Prime Day. Hani wastes a lot of money on Prime Day. Hani bought 700 dirhams worth of Kindle products last time, and they're in his car, and he hasn't opened them since. So I do plan on doing the same thing this year. And we're talking about how the sales are expected to double this year, and you have today and tomorrow. Now, believe it or not, Omnia, I wasn't actually planning to buy anything for Prime Day, but because something called muscle memory works in my fingertips.
You just immediately open Amazon.
It was 12 o'clock and I had Amazon open up. Oh,
same.
It's Prime Day. But now we're talking about how 63% of Amazon Prime subscribers in the UAE use their membership to enjoy discounts during that mega day sale.
Can we just say it's not just an amazing day for Amazon, it's an amazing day for a lot of brands. You know, and how we talked about Noon a couple of weeks ago and how they also do what we may call the Noon Day, the yellow sale. And let me tell you, the minute the clock hit the minute it was the 20th of June, their sale started and they had amazing deals and offers. And it's not just Noon. You're talking about furniture stores. You're talking about normal stores. They had free shipping. Some of them had crazy discounts. And my bank account is already crying so far. And it's not even been Prime Day for a day.
You know, Omnia, with Noon, it has a lot of potential, right?
Yes.
Now, in the beginning, I was like, Noon is just going to be another one of those, like, you know, like right here.
Fake White Friday sales?
Not fake, but we know how we have Talabat, Omnia.
Yeah.
And then you have Zomato and Deliveroo. But what does everyone use? Talabat, right?
Yeah.
But when I was looking at Noon, and we're looking at how Noon has a lot of good stuff, I'm saying that Noon could actually be a very, very, very good contender for competition with Amazon right here in the Middle East. But let's get into Amazon's Prime Day. I mean, that is the topic of discussion today, and that is why I'm very excited. Now, we do know that Amazon Prime Day sales in the UAE are expected to actually double this year compared to last year. Well, because last year was the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown, it was the prime or the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic, and everyone was buying toilet paper. And that was in the United States, obviously. And everyone was holding on to their money because we didn't know, actually, it was unprecedented times. And we're still in those times right now. But now we're talking about how shoppers are going to take advantage of those steep discounts on the online shopping platform. And we're looking at a sharp increase in e-commerce. Now, we do know that Amazon Prime Day is a 2-day shopping promotion, which begins on Tuesday and is usually held in June in the UAE to boost sales on that platform.
Yes, indeed. Now, what's interesting about Amazon's Prime Day is the fact that lots of people actually want to buy their tech goodies on those days, especially because prices can definitely drop dramatically. One example was Hani. He bought his Kindle last Amazon Prime Day. And my sister is actually looking into getting different forms of Apple products.
Yes.
From Amazon or Noon during Prime Day and during the yellow sale, etc. So even though there's a lot of issues with buying tech online, especially from these retail stores, but at the end of the day, it's a great deal. You can't really beat it.
Yeah. Now, Omnia, talking about your sister.
Yeah.
Right? Now, there's a lot of good deals when it does come to tech, but if she has a university ID, right?
Oh, yes.
You can wait a little bit because
True.
we do know that Amazon kind of created the online Black Fridays, right? And Apple does want to not, let's say, necessarily compete with Amazon.
Kind of are.
But they want to make a sale as well. So we will be telling you guys soon when they do have that Apple sale, but I would kind of recommend when it does come to Apple products, kind of saving onto your money, because if you have 2 discounts, because if you have a university or school discount when it does come to Apple, plus whatever discount they're doing, you can actually make a very good deal with Apple. So I'm looking forward to Amazon's Prime Day, even though I don't know what I want.
Amazon just emailed me.
Really? I do have a shipping.
Shipment.
Yeah.
Same.
I actually had see, it's funny, you know?
Why?
Because yesterday or before yesterday, I actually ordered something on Amazon.
And it wasn't Prime Day yet.
It wasn't Prime Day, and I knew I knew Prime Day was coming, but I didn't want to wait. Yeah, I was like, it's 40 dirham, right?
Same thing. I swear, I was placing the order. I'm like, maybe I should wait. I'm like, no, it's not worth waiting. You know?
Yeah, it's 40
What's the
dirham.
point?
Free 1-day delivery. Why not? I pay 16 dirhams a month for Amazon Prime anyways. Let us know your guys' thoughts. 4215 Durat Slots or on our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. We're going to be taking a very short break, and when we come back, we're talking about Snapchat's speed filter and how it's been removed over some very controversial news.
Check this out. Check this out. Pulse 95.
If you Snapchat and drive, there is a new law coming right out of Snapchat that will actually put an end to this very, very bad habit that a lot of people do. We shouldn't be texting and driving, let alone Snapchatting and driving. But now, Snapchat has decided to remove the controversial speed filter, which basically would allow us as users to add the speedometer, which is like the part of the car that shows you how fast you're going, on your pictures and videos whenever you're taking a snap or putting up a story on Snapchat.
Yes, now that filter was very controversial and added, and they saying it's added a lot to accidents or car crashes.
Yeah. Because
of that within the youth. Now the filter, which was introduced by Snapchat in 2013, has been the cause of several lawsuits from the company. Actually, that is news to me, because I never knew that you could actually sue over a filter. Now, a teenager actually filed a lawsuit against the company in 2016 after using the filter and crashing into another driver at over 100 miles per hour, leaving the victim disabled and requiring constant care. Now, believe it or not, the Snapchat filter, which was the speedometer, was removed for me a long time ago.
Really?
I think they saw that I went over 200. They're like, no, this guy,
he's dangerous.
He's a maniac, right?
We can't leave the filter.
See, back in 2014, during my university days, we had a challenge between our group. Who could hit the highest number, right?
What a challenge.
I don't say do these things, ladies and gentlemen. But
you condemn them, but you did them.
I have to tell you guys, I have to tell you my experience. They tell you, learn from other people's mistakes to
avoid things.
To avoid things.
Mistakes.
So we had that Snapchat group, and it started off at 150, 160.
Yeah.
And your boy Hani jumped into this guy's car, who
God.
I know has a very fast car. He drives a Corvette. I'm like, bro, I have a challenge with my friends. Can we hit the highest number you can do? He's like, let's go. we were like, I don't know how old we were, but we were young and dumb. And I hit around 208, 209. And I think I won the challenge because no one else's car could go to 209 because there's actually a cap on most vehicles at 180.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I haven't seen more than 140, 160.
Yeah, there's a cap at 180 for most cars, but some people remove those caps. And if you have a sports car, you can go up to 500. It doesn't really matter. And after that, believe it or not, I never had that filter again. So I think they let people use it, but if you exceed a certain limit, and because of that, actually, it demotivated me to speed. I'll be 100% honest with you.
Thank God. You wouldn't be here today.
Because it was actually really cool to be speeding.
And seeing how
I'm
far
not saying
you're
it's
gonna
good,
get.
ladies and gentlemen. Again, it's not good, right? Speeding is bad, right? But it was cool as a young, dumb kid to speed and say, oh, I'm going 170.
You know what? You're like, I'm trying to draw the analogy. You know, you're like
a
kid.
Smoker who just doesn't stop smoking.
Basically. Like,
smoking is very bad for you. Don't do it. And he continues as he continues to smoke, right?
My God. I mean, back in 2016, actually, Snapchat came out with this campaign and message that they were adding, do not snap and drive. I don't think anyone followed this advice because I know a lot of people who snap and drive.
Don't stop looking at me.
I do it myself as well.
Don't look at me.
We know you do it.
Omni is saying it and she's giving me the side eye.
Yeah, because we all know you do it. He doesn't enjoy making story time unless he's driving and Snapchatting.
I kill time.
You kill time, but we don't want it to kill you, God forbid, one day.
I'm going like 4 kilometers, you know, I'm stuck in traffic.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
But
whatever.
Again, yeah, I mean, again, Omni and I do not want you guys to speed or Snapchat and drive or do anything.
Or even text and drive.
Or do anything. Just listen to Pulse 95 and focus on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a short break, but when we come back, we're talking about smart contact lenses. Believe it or not, we're talking about things to put in your eye, which I don't like. I don't like doing anything to my eyes.
Check this out. Check this out. Pulse 95.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about that smart contact lenses that will overlay info without obscuring your view. Now, disclaimer alert, you have to put it in your eye, believe it or not. I don't want to put anything in my eye, even I can't.
You don't wear lenses, do you?
No, I've tried. I've bought them, and it was me, my sister, and my mom. You know, they had to hold me down, and I'm like,
my God.
I can't. I don't know how anyone wears contact lenses. And, you know, regardless of if it's for the aesthetic or if it's a smart contact lens.
If it's for the aesthetics, I don't even get it even more.
I don't even know how you guys put anything in your eye.
It gives me goosebumps just thinking about it.
And maybe we're looking at how the new future is having smart contact lenses. I mean, let's have smart glasses first. You guys are jumping the gun a little bit with sticking things in your eye. But we're looking at how these lenses use a tiny projector to send information to your retina. And we're looking at how a company actually demonstrated that last year and had a stunning 14,000 pixel per inch resolution and even measured a total of 0.5 millimeters across.
Yes, indeed. The company is called Mojo Vision, and what they're trying to do is skip past all those bulky wearables that Facebook, Apple, and many other tech giants are actually heading for and going straight into that science fiction worthy contact lens that a lot of people actually would enjoy doing. Because
not me.
Me too. I agree with you. I hate the concept of lenses itself scares me, let alone if it's something that's like smart and tech savvy in my eye. But what a lot of people want is that invisible tech. They don't want people to know that they're watching them or that they're answering calls or that they're texting people back, but they're doing it without you knowing. You know what I mean? Because with those smart contact lenses in your eye or on your eye, you're actually seeing a lot more than what people around you are. So the same format you'd see on an Apple Watch, let's say, when you get a notification, when you are looking at Google Maps, it's all going to be right in front of your eyes, but no one else can see it but you.
Yes, and again, I'm going to keep talking about this. I've heard too many horror stories when it comes to contact lenses, so I will never, ever put anything in my eye. I mean, some people forget they have them and they nap and then it goes to the back of the eye.
Or some people put two at the same time because they forgot that they put one already in.
That would probably happen to me. I forget a lot. But again, we're looking at how this will actually be revolutionary. Now, after 5 years, and believe it or not, this company actually raised over $150 million. They're actually saying that they've used over 100 patents and filed by its 85 employees, and their creation, which does go by the Mojo lens, enables the projection of information directly to your retina. Basically, what that means, ladies and gentlemen, is that you see in the real world can be augmented with overlays of various kinds. Now, an image sensor and some built-in image processing and even a companion wearable will allow apps to provide a wide variety of augmented reality experiences. Now, will this be the future of augmented reality? Are we going to skip the glasses?
That's going to be a great question that a lot of people would want answers for. We do know that a lot of augmented reality companies have been promoting such form of technology for many years now. Sports, location data apps, you name it, they've all wanted augmented reality. But having that in your eye, it's like basically having a computer in your eye, and just like we've seen with different forms of tech, that can come with a lot of problems, you know? Just the thought of sticking a small display in front of your eye is more involved with dangers and health issues than we might think it would be. Mojo, the company, they've tried they've tried their best to actually try and give us the safest ways of having those smart contact lenses, but they're still being studied so far, and they're going to be very expensive. Just being able to be a part of the research project that they're launching will cost you as an applicant a lot of money. They're trying to test out an eye tracking hardware device that would also be involved within the lens. So basically the lens would move with your eye, which is very important if you want the lens to also be comfortable. You're not looking at a computer just in the eye. You want it to be as comfortable as possible. Also, another concern is FDA approval. The Food and Drug Administration needs to approve this before people can actually go ahead and use it publicly and safely. So I think that's going to be taking the majority of the time before it becomes publicly on the market.
I like it, but I don't like it. I don't like it because I have to stick things in my eye. Now, if this was like glasses, a normal glasses, 100% I would do it. Now, basically, we're talking about how you would have a computer in your eye. For me, it's a no-go. Nothing going in my eye, but a lot of people don't have a problem. A lot of people wear contacts on it daily. Let us know your guys' thoughts, 4215 or on our Instagram at Pulse95Radio. We're going to be taking a short break, and when we come back, we're talking about Apple's new Beats Studio and how basically it is better than all of Apple's products, but is missing one key feature. What is it? Well, we're going to be telling you guys in a bit.
Gadget of the day.
New tech you might want to play with.
Pulse 95.
The Beats Studio Buds from Apple. They've been available on the market for quite some time, but are they as good or better than the AirPods and the AirPods Pro that everyone loves and everyone uses? That is the question that a lot of people have been asking for quite some time now, and we have the verdict. The verdict is they lack one big feature that we're going to be telling you about in just a few moments.
Yes, now for those who don't know, Beats by Dr. Dre was bought by Apple for around $1 billion a couple of years ago. And ever since then, Apple has been doing the most to make Beats kind of not
It's
better.
own, it's like its own.
But it's kind of weird because we're looking at how we have the AirPods Pro Max. We have a lot of things that I don't know. I don't know why they would have two kind of products compete with each other. But again, we're talking about Apple's new Beats Studio Buds, and they're basically like the AirPods, and they look better than the AirPods and even are more comfortable, but they lack the H1 chip that does sync across Apple devices.
I mean, that is one big feature people can't let go of. Now, you know, to answer your question, you were saying, I don't know why they'd have two products that compete with one another. I think we know Beats is very popular when it comes to the market of headphones and earphones and headsets. They win. A lot of people love them. A lot of people purchase from them. So I think Apple was trying to win on both ends. So even if you were to go ahead and buy from Beats, if you were to buy the Apple Beats partnership, they would still be getting revenue. not having that feature where it could easily sync, that's, I think, a big lack that we're talking about. It's not a feature that you can easily replace. One of the best features of AirPods is the fact that when you move from your phone to your MacBook, to your iPod, to your iPad, the audio immediately switches without necessarily having to disconnect and reconnect.
Yes, that seamless synchronization that is done with Apple. So let's say, for example, I have my AirPods in, I'm on my computer or on my laptop, and then I pick up my phone. It will automatically switch to the audio on my phone. If I get a phone call on my phone, I can answer it and I can still be connected to my computer right after that phone call is over. But again, we do know that Apple owns Beats, so Apple wins whether or not you buy AirPods or these new earbuds, but actually making it easier than AirPods to pair with Android devices. It does have those buds that will appeal more to people who don't even own iPhones.
Yeah.
Now, again, this is a good kind of marketing scheme for Apple because this way they can hit both markets, the Android and the iOS, but making it a little bit harder for the iOS users to kind of pair with their devices, but at the same time, they can actually have a target of two markets.
And you can try out Apple devices without necessarily owning an iPhone.
I mean, for me, I will always stay on the AirPods.
Yeah.
Now, we do know that Apple's AirPods are $160, the regular ones, not the Pros. And the Beats Studio Buds are actually cheaper by $10 for $149. So we're looking at how it is cheaper in a way, but again, it's still pretty expensive. It's still pretty pricey. And we do know, actually, Omni and I did talk about its competitor, which is the Amazon Echo Buds.
Yeah.
If you remember those, I think those are for $70.
They're very cheap, they're budget conscious, and they're a great alternative if someone does not want to spend an arm and a leg on a pair of headphones. Now, what I like about this, I think it would be perfect for someone who owns an Android device and they want that top-notch quality that Apple offers when it comes to headphones. Because this way, you can try what it feels like to own something created by Apple without necessarily buying an iPhone. And another great feature about them is that they look more sleek. So they don't have that stem that hangs out of your ear with the AirPods. So you put them in, people can't ever tell that you have any buds or any form of headphones in. And a lot of people were actually testing them out when they were running or out on a jog and the weather is hot. And we know that it's summer now. A lot of people, when they go out on walks, definitely not right here in the UAE, but around the world.
At night.
Night, true. If you get a little sweaty, these are not going to be slipping out of your ear canal at all whatsoever.
I like how detailed you were. If you were sweaty,
I have to be.
your ear canal is safe because the AirPods or the earbuds.
Imagine working out without music.
I mean, yeah, of course. And speaking about working out, we got the man of the hour, 3 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the halftime show, the only place to be at 3 with the man himself. I'm going to do
I
it.
miss saying that.
It's been a while, and he's back in the studio with a cast on his arm. He's back. And he's here to stay, better than ever, hopefully. Alhamdulillah, as-salam, Umar.
Allah salam.
It's finally good to have you back. For those who don't know, Umar had a little bit of a mishap with his shoulder.
Yeah, you could call it that. Mishap is a nice way of putting it together.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you one thing that's kept me entertained. You guys definitely kept me entertained while I was going through surgery. I'll tell you that now.
You were tuning into Future Talk and Pulse 95. I love it, Umar.
I was tuning to every single Pulse 95 radio show for the whole day.
You should have told us.
For 2 weeks.
We would have given you a shout out.
He wasn't
I was
sick of-
hoping. I'm like, they don't even know I'm tuning in. I was hoping I'd get a shout.
He wasn't sick of us, I guess.
I wasn't sick of you. Very good.
So
Very,
you
I like
kind of
that.
didn't miss my voice, Umar.
No, man, I always like hearing you guys.
But Umar, we do know in the football world, a lot of big things are happening. We got the Euro 2021. We got the Copa de America. What's it called? Copa de what?
Copa de la
America?
Copa America.
I was going to say Lana Del Rey.
I'll just letting you roll with it. Yes,
all
you're
right.
right. We do have a lot of things going on. We've got the Euros going on. We've got Copa America going on. And actually, one of the things that happened while I was away that put things in perspective was Christian Eriksen's heart attack on the pitch in Euro 2020 when he was representing Denmark. The whole world had to stop. And today we're going to be talking about how important it is for our communities all around the UAE in Sharjah to be able to install first aid and emergency.
Now, it is basically prime time for the halftime show because we do know a lot of things are happening in sports and a lot of things are happening when it does come to my favorite sport, which is football. But ladies and gentlemen, why are you laughing?
Because you gave me the football. Anyone on YouTube, can you see? Yeah,
Football,
you
yeah.
see, he gave me
I winked at him. I
football.
don't know anything about football. But ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude Future Talk for today. We got T-minus 4 minutes until the halftime show. The only place to be at 3 with Umar Adouri does commence.
Yes, indeed. We want to wish you a blessed afternoon. Keep Pulse 95 locked, and we'll see you tomorrow.
If you liked this episode of Future Talk, drop a like and subscribe.
Pulse 95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.